Good evening and welcome. We are so excited to have you join us for tonight's financial aid video chat. My name is Katie Zalda. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Siena University, a proud Siena University graduate, and it's fantastic having each and every one of you joining us tonight. I'd like my colleague and friend, Alexis Shumsky, to introduce herself.
Alexis Shumsky. I'm the Director of Financial Aid. I'm so glad that all of you are able to join us tonight. Avery, do you want to start for the students?
Sure. Hi, my name is Avery. I'm a sophomore here at Siena. I'm a finance major, and I don't know if we're doing fun facts, but
fun facts, clubs, all the good stuff.
okay. Well, I run here at Siena, and I work in financial aid.
Love it. Emma, how about you?
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm a junior. I'm a health science major, and I have so many fun facts. One of my fun facts is that my dad and his brother played hockey with Joey from Friends or Matt LeBlanc.
I have known you for how long? And this is the first time I've known this fun fact.
Yes, my mom snuck into my dad's 50th reunion to go meet Matt LeBlanc.
So. That's amazing. I love it.
I'll show you a picture after.
Deal. And Ned.
Hi guys, I'm Ned. I'm a junior here at Siena. I'm a marketing major. And a fun fact, I studied abroad last summer.
Where'd you go?
I went to Italy for a month.
Italy. What was your favorite city in all of Italy?
I would say Ordizé. It was like northern, but like where the mountains are, going into like Switzerland. Yep.
Okay.
That was beautiful. Favorite food, I love gnocchi, like the potato pasta. So good. Yeah.
So on your gnocchi, are you like a red sauce? Are you a rosé? Are you an Alfredo? What type of sauce are we talking?
I have a controversial take. I love pesto. Pesto, it's literally just pesto. And they put like olive oil on it. It was the best pasta I've ever had. Yeah.
Delicious. I love it. All right, friends, that was a fun introduction. We're so happy to have everyone with us. So how's tonight going to work? Tonight is all about you and myself and Alexis and our students. We want to make sure all of those questions, all of those things on your mind are answered tonight. So we are here to talk all things financial aid. Really fun. I agree. And we're here to talk all things student experience. So as you have questions throughout the evening, please write them in the chat box. And myself and Alexis will make sure we go through and get them answered. If you see us looking to the side, it's simply to read those questions. We have a second screen that has those questions. We have a quick little couple tips to kick us off while we're going through some fun tips and some pro tips to make sure that you navigate this process well. How's everyone feeling? So here you are, parents, students, senior year, application process, acceptances are coming out, you're waiting for some decisions, and now financial aid on top of it. I think it's exciting, but I know it can also be overwhelming. So use that chat box. Tell us right now how you're feeling. And as we get those feelings coming in, Alexis, why don't you start with maybe 3 tips that you can give the families and students watching tonight that will help them navigate this financial aid process?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the biggest things that you can do starting the process is really get to know your admissions and your financial aid counselors. They both typically work hand in hand with one another. So really get to know them, ask them questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. They're really there to help you, guide you through this entire process. I know there's families that I get to know throughout the year. Reach out to us, let us know kind of what's going on, where you are. So that's going to be my first key for you, is get to know the admissions and financial aid counselor. The second best thing that I can suggest is file your FAFSA. It's a lot easier nowadays. So I know you may have heard some horror stories, but definitely get on that. The quicker you can do it, the quicker those schools can get the financial aid information and get you that financial aid package turned around. And then I would say the last thing is probably to visit, right? You have everything else that you have at that point. Hopefully you've been accepted, you have your financial aid package. Now go look at the school, really see what a great fit that's going to be for you.
I love it. And when you think about the whole process, from visiting to getting to know us, to the admission, to the financial aid, it's all together, right? It's that big package with a bow on it. So they really do all go hand in hand for sure. Avery, Emma, and Ned, think of one quick little tip. As students are visiting campus, whether it's Siena, other schools, we'll say Siena, what is one thing they have to do while on campus? Ned, I'll start with you.
Okay. I would say talk to as many people as possible, not just like your tour guide or like the people that you're checking in with. Because I think, especially with you guys in like the admissions office, like you do make a very good effort to let yourselves be known. So like you'll say like, oh, after the tour, please like come back and chat with us if you have any questions. And I thought that was one of the things that like no other school really did, at least in my experience. So I would say, yeah, take advantage of talking to people if you have any questions about literally anything.
Good. Good. How about you, Emma?
I definitely think if you're a senior, obviously this will apply more, but reaching out to the people that are on your class's Facebook page or Instagram page, even if you already have a roommate in mind, that is the best way to make friends and like kind of get a feel of the people that are going to possibly be in your class. That's how I met a few of my friends, and then we all went to Saints camp together after, and we were able to meet in person, so it was really nice.
I love it. And Avery?
Honestly, to go like with Ned and Emma, I'd just say like networking, especially with like maybe some of the professors. Like if you see a professor walking around, just say like introduce yourself and ask them like what they like about their job, and then you'll get so many insights on what they do every day. So
Very good. So it's really exciting. Alexis, I don't know if you've looked, but we've got families from all over the country joining us tonight. I'm so excited. My friend Josh from Texas. Hi, Josh. I'm so excited you're here with us. Love it. We're so excited to have everyone. All right, Alexis, I don't think anyone is alone here. They are feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling stressed. They're feeling anxious. All of those confused, nervous about loans, all of those feelings that are natural. But also I've got a bunch of excited and can't wait and looking forward to the future. So they're not alone, right, Alexis? You're hearing this from families all the time.
All the time. It's very normal in the process, especially at first. And the more you talk with the aid office, hopefully the more you get comfortable with those feelings too.
All right, we're going to jump into questions. I've got a couple to go as well. Before we jump into the first question, we're going to do some giveaways throughout the night. So we got our first pop quiz, and whoever the first one is to answer this question right, we'll send home a fun little swag bag. And that question is, just today, the Miami Dolphins announced their new head coach. Who can tell me three things? What university they graduated from? That's a given, right? Hello, us. His name and what class year he was. All right. First one to answer gets a swag bag sent home. And while we wait for that, Alexis, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Joe was wondering if you have suggestions or advice based on your past experience and your experience with families for sources of Parent Plus and private student loans.
Great question. So we get that a lot in our office. So if you were to just Google loans, there's going to be a lot out there. So there are so many resources out there for families to utilize, and it's going to be different for every single family. So one of the best suggestions I can say is, reach out to different aid offices, see what some loan companies their students might have used in the past that they've had good luck with. But it's also going to be different for every family. So it's really a shopping experience. Every loan company is going to be different. They're going to offer different terms. They're going to offer different loan periods. They're going to offer different lengths of the loan. So don't be afraid to kind of start that research now too. Ask maybe some friends, some family members who they've used, who they've had good experiences with. So definitely shop around, and it's not too early to start now to kind of see who you may want to go with. But look at the websites, a lot of them, even our school included. We have popular loan options listed right on our website that you can go ahead and take a look at and see what might be a good financial fit for you and your family.
I was just going to say that, Alexis. Our website is chock full of information and definitely gives families some great information on the loan aspect of this.
Yep. And it definitely helps walk through. You can click, it will go right to their website. So definitely start, if you go to sienna.edu, it's payment and financing options. You'll see a bunch of loan options listed on there.
Yep. Perfect. My friend Jill won. So Jill is right. His name is Jeff Heffley. He graduated with me 2001 from Sienna. Great job, Jill. If you want to make sure we have your name and address, we'll get that swag bag home to you. Clap it out for Jill. Woo! Yeah. I love it. All right, here we go. Next question. Yeah. I love that feature. Can we do that throughout the night when we say like something great? Can you clap for us? I love that. This is fun. This is fun. All right, Ned, I got one specifically for you. Sean wants
Okay.
to know if you can share what a marketing major looks like and some of the courses you've taken.
That's a great question. So a marketing major, just to start, is basically a lot of networking. Like you're constantly talking to people. I feel like trying to advocate for yourself outside of the classroom. I would say, like they give you a lot of opportunities. Hi Emma, how's it going? And they they give you a lot of opportunities to put yourself out there, which I think is great. And then inside the classroom, there's just regular marketing, and then there's classes like consumer behavior. There's sports marketing classes. There's all types of different marketing classes, some of which I'm in right now. But yeah, it's definitely one of those majors that is a little bit more up to you. Like you can pick and choose what you want to do. Like if I'm more of a sports marketing person, so I'm kind of leaning towards that sports marketing. But if you were just brand or product marketing, you could totally go that route as well. It's very flexible.
And you'll have an advisor, right? And that advisor is going to work with you from day one, who's going to help you kind of navigate the path and the classes that are the best fit.
Yeah, I actually have my advisor in class this semester, so
Love
it is
that.
very fun. Yep. So
Love
she's
it.
keeping a close eye on me, but yeah,
I love it, Ned. Someone's got to do it, right?
I know, right?
Just kidding, Ned. All right, next question is great. All three of you can answer it, but I'll start with Emma and Avery. The student wants to know about work study and what is work study, and what do you think the benefit of a work study job is?
Work study is just money that is given to you that allows you to get a job on campus. You could get a range of money from work study and all of that. I definitely think that work study is very useful and vital. It kind of gives me the ability to work towards my spending money and all of that without my parents having to worry about giving me money for groceries or just spending money. They're currently putting 2 kids through a lot of years of school. I want to be a physical therapist, and my sister wants to be a teacher. That's years on years of school. So we both qualified for work study, and we're both able to work and get like money from our jobs on campus. I'm a tour guide, a health promotion leader, and an intern at the admissions office. So I have a lot of opportunities, and it's also kind of easy to get a job on campus, but you just like Avery said earlier, you have to network yourself and kind of make those connections before you come onto campus to really solidify your choices and all of that.
And Alexis, you have to file a FAFSA, correct, in order to be eligible for work study?
Correct. Yep. So that would go for any school. So you have to file the FAFSA and get it into that financial aid office to see if you would be eligible for that work study for that year. You got it.
Yeah. And I think what's really important as you navigate this process, as you're having these conversations with the colleges, work study isn't the only option available. Many colleges, and Siena is one of them, we offer jobs outside of work study. So places such as the athletic center, such as Siena Fresh, which is our dining, are constantly looking for students to work here on campus. The only difference is that it's not work study. It's a paid job, minimum wage, and the check is cut to you. And like Emma said, a lot of that is that spending money, that pizza, that movie, that hangout money that's so helpful for students. All right, Troy's wanting to know about merit scholarships, and does everyone receive one? Great question, Troy. And that answer is yes. So admissions, as we review your application, we will review you for merit scholarship. Merit is just that. It's looking at your transcript. If you submitted your test scores, SAT or ACT, it's looking at the rigor for your classes, looking at how you performed in those classes. And based on that information, we will award you a merit scholarship. If you have a question about your merit, if you think your grades or some new information will impact your merit, simply let us know, and we will certainly review that. And you can reach out to me directly or admissions@siena.edu, and we can walk you through that. But that should be in your acceptance letter, that merit. All right. Colleen wants to know for you, Alexis, is the FAFSA completion mandatory each year to keep your merit scholarship and other aid?
So if you're just a merit scholarship and that's it, we do not need your FAFSA each year. If you have any other types of aid, we would need your FAFSA each year.
And Alexis, if a family is watching tonight saying, you know, we're just going to do the merit, we don't necessarily want to file the FAFSA, we assume families want to file the FAFSA, correct? So we kind of hold on until we hear from them. If they're not going to file, let us know.
Exactly. And I say this to every family that I talk with, submit the FAFSA for the first year. You really don't know what the aid office is going to give you. We need that FAFSA to see what else we can give you. So just for the first year, go ahead, get it done. You'll get that aid package with all the financial aid in it that you're eligible for. And then next year, you can always make the decision if you don't want to do it again, that you don't have to, but check with the aid office each following year if you're not going to, but file it for that first year. It's really imperative.
And Alexis, isn't there sometimes little bonus scholarship that we can give families just for filing the FAFSA?
Yes.
Dang, isn't that so exciting? Just for filing the FAFSA, you get an award. Clap, do the clap. Whoa. That's fine. There it is.
There we go.
Love it. All right. Ken is wondering, Alexis, how do you apply for additional scholarships?
So the first things first is going to be that FAFSA. So for anything additional, get that FAFSA done. If not, you can reach out to the aid office, so aid@siena.edu. But also there's a lot of other resources out there. Your high school guidance counselor, especially this time of year, they're starting to get those outside resources together for students. So you'll definitely want to apply for those outside scholarships. Every little bit helps. They may require an extra essay or an additional paperwork that needs to be done. Get that in. Those are smaller populations that our students are generally applying to. So get those outside scholarships submitted, especially those local ones. There are some larger ones students can definitely apply for. Just remember, sometimes there could be 20,000 people applying for those scholarships. So if you don't get one of those, it's okay. There are a lot of applicants out there, but every application gets you one step closer. So don't hesitate to reach out for those as well.
And utilize your resources. So what do I mean by that? Your school counselors, right? They're a wealth of knowledge that often will have scholarship and information that can certainly help you navigate that process. Emma, Ned, or Avery, did either of you do outside of your financial aid package any additional scholarships or maybe apply for various scholarships?
Yeah.
And easy, right? Maybe an essay here, an application there, but pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it was just essays. That was it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think I had to write an essay about my dad and why his job impacted me. But
you probably love that. I love it. All right. Alexis, this one is for you. Yara wants to know, how do you know exactly what you are responsible for paying? And is there an assigned financial aid person on your team for us?
So great question. We are going to be going over a financial aid award letter very soon, so that will kind of map it out for you. But for those families that have started to receive their financial aid award letter, it should be pretty clear on the award letter. It should say after scholarships and loans, your net amount. So that's going to be what you're responsible for the remainder of that academic year after all that aid has been taken off. We do have financial aid counselors. The best way to get in touch with one of those counselors is going to be through aid@siena.edu. And then one of our aid counselors will be able to get in touch with you or set up a meeting if you wish to get those questions answered.
Yeah. And Alexis, I know right now this is a super busy time for the financial aid office. So the admissions team, right? Many of us are geared and able to have some of that financial aid conversations as well. So if they have that great relationship with their admissions counselor and they want to reach out and say, hey, Katie, hey, John, want to hop on a quick Zoom and talk through some things? We're more than willing to help with that as well.
Exactly. Our admission staff is very well equipped to answer a lot of financial aid questions too. So if you've already been going back and forth with them and you feel comfortable, feel free to ask them. A lot of times you'll be surprised. They'll know the answer to the question.
That's right. All right. I got one more. Then at 7:20, we're going to pull up that financial aid package. This is exciting stuff. All right. And both of these questions are very similar, Alexis, and you touched on it earlier in the chat, but it's about getting additional aid. So first, how can I increase my financial aid and my scholarship money from the initial package I received? And what does that process look like?
Yeah, so for some families, that's going to be still filing the FAFSA. So you might have only gotten your merit scholarship, and we just might not have gotten your FAFSA yet. That's okay. Everyone's completing them at different times. Like I said in the very beginning of the chat, the earlier you can get that FAFSA out, the better. If you've received your financial aid package yet, and you have questions or you're concerned about that net cost that's still at the bottom, reach out to aid or your admissions counselor and have a chat with them. There might be something at that school that they can put you in a re-review process. They might have some tips and tricks for those outside resources, but don't be afraid to reach out and start that conversation with that admissions or financial aid counselor about the concerns that you're seeing, or just the questions. You may just not totally understand the total breakdown. That's totally fine. That's what we're here to do.
Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and let's pull that financial aid package up. So now what I'm going to have Alexis do is take a minute and kind of start at the top of the aid package and walk our way through it. So then you understand what it is you're looking at, especially when you get your Siena aid package, and then how to compare costs to Siena versus other colleges.
Awesome. All right, so up on your screen, you'll all be able to see that this is a resident direct cost of attendance for this upcoming year. So what that means is that's housing, that's meal plan, that's tuition, that's standard fees. So that's if for a student that lives on campus. So direct cost, like when I talk to families, right, I'm thinking, right, you want to think billables, things that you're going to see on the bill when that statement comes out over the summer. So you'll see under scholarships and grants, the admissions counselor VIP scholarship. This student is getting the scholarship for $1,000. How great is that? Their admissions counselor selected them for that, and they get that scholarship. They have their Siena Presidential Merit Scholarship. So that is wonderful. That's also renewable all 4 years, $26,000. They have the St. Francis Scholarship for $1,000. They have the Siena grant for $4,500. So that is a need-based grant from Siena. So this is one of those examples where that's where we're going to need that FAFSA each year to make sure that student still qualifies for that need-based grant, because that's institutional funds, meaning that's coming from the school. And then in this case, this student may be eligible for New York State TAP. So that's a state grant through New York State. You'll see that it totals the gift aid, meaning there's no repayment required on that. So that's free money. So this top section shows all free money. So the student's getting $33,500 in free money. And we would just need their FAFSA each year. So that would bring their cost, which is after scholarships and grants, to $34,948. And that's for the full academic year. So that's for fall semester and then spring semester. This student filed their FAFSA that made them eligible for federal Stafford loans. You can see there's 2 federal Stafford loans, the subsidized Stafford loan for $3,500, meaning while that student's enrolled in an institution, they do not accrue interest on this loan. So they're truly taking out that $3,500 in that loan. And then the unsubsidized loan for $2,000. And that interest rate for the students coming up will be released on July 1st. So it just hasn't come out yet, but students don't need to make a decision if they're going to be taking these federal loans quite yet. They definitely have some time till over the summer. So they have the option to take that federal Stafford loan for $5,500, which would bring their cost down to $29,448 for that full academic year. So they could be expecting about half that bill for the fall semester that comes out over the summer, and about the remaining half of that bill over the spring semester, which would come around December. So a lot of you were asking about work study. You'll see this in the career experience section of your financial aid package if you're offered federal work study. So this student did receive federal work study. So it could be like some of our students on the call tonight that have the opportunity to go out and get positions on campus. And then they get that check for that remaining amount. So you'll see that it's not going towards that net cost because like Emma said, she spends that on her food or her spending money. And that's what students get to do. They have the chance to decide how they're going to spend that money that they earn from work study.
I love it. I think one thing that's really important, Alexis, that you pointed out, and I don't know if it's the same at all colleges and universities, but it's the fact that our merit scholarship stays with the student all 4 years. So our opinion is you've earned that merit scholarship based on your high school performance. So we're not going to have a GPA requirement that you have to meet, none of that. So you have gotten that all 4 years, and that's unique. Some colleges do have that requirement, right, Alexis?
A lot of schools will have a requirement on a lot of their aid of what students have to keep. So like Katie said, that's something that you're going to want to be asking a lot of these schools, especially your top schools, when you're going to meet with the financial aid team. What do I need to do to keep my financial aid? That way, both you and the school are on the same page. You have the same expectations, and then there's no surprises. So it's really important that you make appointments with the admissions or the financial aid team to go over your award letter.
Yeah, I love it. And as you look at the bottom line, I think it's so much more. It's a big investment, but it's exactly that. It's an investment that's worth it. So look at things such as 4-year graduation rate, right? Siena guarantees you graduate in 4 years, assuming you're a full-time student all 4 years. But that's amazing. That's powerful. That's how much we believe in Siena. You're going to graduate in 4 years guaranteed. We're also #1 in New York State 3 years in a row for job placement. So think about that. Not only are you going to graduate in 4 years, but you're going to graduate most likely with a job and in a place ready to do those interviews, get that job, and be successful. So again, that investment is so fun. I love it. I love it. The point is the investment is worth it. If you're going to graduate and you're going to be successful when you do that. That was fun. Thanks for that tutorial, Alexa. That was fun.
Yeah.
Students, this next one is for you. We got a couple for you guys. You ready? All right. They want to know, #1, and the answer is yes. So can commuters get opportunities to work on campus as well? Yes. So regardless, commuters, residential, any student can work on campus. For the students, not related to financial aid, and we love that. How would you recommend going about finding a roommate your freshman year? How do the 3 of you guys approach that? Avery, I'll start with you.
I can go first. Mine's kind of a unique story though. I ended up convincing one of my high school best friends to come to school with me, and so we ended up rooming together our first year, and which was really, really fun. It was a great time. But I know a lot of people connect through like Instagram, a lot of like class group chats and stuff like that through Siena. So
I
there's a
still
lot of
remember that
options.
phone call, Avery. It's August. Can my best friend come and join me? I was like, yes, she can. I remember that.
Yeah.
Emma, how did you approach it?
So my freshman year roommate, I met her at an accepted students day. She hadn't commit to Siena yet, but I was committed. She spilled tie-dye down my leg, and I made the joke of, "Oh, now we're roommates. You have to be my roommate now. You just ruined my shoes. Like we're roommates." And she went, "Okay." And then committed right then. And we were roommates this year and last year and our freshman year. And now she is a commuter. So yeah. But she's still stuck with me. I work with her in the admissions office and I still see her all the time. So
I love it. And Ned, how about you?
Yeah, mine was off of the Instagram. So just using those channels. Like I think actually it was a Facebook. Going into my year. But I bet they have Facebook, Instagram. Just using those channels to reach out to people, and start up a conversation with someone. And we kind of used it as a test run. We both wanted to go to Saints camp over the summer. Tested it out for a few days. It worked out great, and then we were roommates for freshman year.
I love it. And you're right. So Instagram is a big page for our students right now. So parents, students watching, admitted, get on that Instagram page. There's a quick little form you can fill out. You're going to submit some pictures to us, and then we're going to go ahead and help you create that post. But that's first step. Second step is come and join us on campus for an admitted student event. We've got 2 coming up. We have one on Saturday, February 14th, and we have another on Monday, February 16th. If you're saying, Katie, I was just there in December, well, I want you back. Come back, see me, see Alexis, see our Saints again. It's going to be a different program. It's going to be a different experience. And I always say the more you come back, the more you're going to make connections, the more you're going to feel comfortable, the more you're going to find the fit, possibly spill tie-dye and find your roommate. It's all about the visit. So so you're going to come and you're going to make friends and you're going to join that Instagram page. There's also another great site. It's called ready.siena.edu, and we can put that up there for you. And what's cool about that is on Sundays, we always do fun giveaways, but we also introduce different content each week. different content that's student driven. So it talks about dining hall. It talks about residence life, what life is like in the residence halls, some samples of what the dorms look like. It talks about student experience, study abroad, all of that stuff that is so important to your 4-year experience, this site does. So definitely Instagram, the 14th or 16th, and the Ready site that you did. And finally, the FAFSA, obviously, Alexis. Save the best for last.
Perfect. Yes. Get your FAFSA in.
Got you, babe. Oh, great question. And the question is, when is the last date to submit the FAFSA? And when do you suggest it should be filed by?
So for our students that are looking to start with us in the fall, I would say no later than tomorrow. No, as soon as you can, because the sooner we get that FAFSA, the sooner we can get you the financial aid information. We suggest that all students have it in by May 1st. So you could still submit the FAFSA after that. We'll still take it. We'll still get you the information, but we want to give you as much time as possible with that financial aid package. So if February break is coming up and you have time to sit down with your student, or you have time to sit down with mom or dad, because you're both free maybe this weekend, go ahead and get that done. Get those FSA IDs created, and submit that FAFSA.
Perfect. And Alan is wondering, when should they apply for student loan?
When should you start applying for student loans? Great question. You're going to want to start actually the application process and submitting that paperwork end of May, early June. So you have time to actually submit that paperwork and get that in with the loan companies, but you don't have to wait to make a decision mentally of who you're going to go with. So now is a good time, because you're not in a time crunch, to check out those applications, information they might need, or the different types of loan, the interest rates that that company may be offering. That's all good to do it now while you have plenty of time.
Perfect. Perfect. Emma, Claudine has a question for you. And Claudine is wondering if you can tell them what the health science major is and what are some of the classes you're taking.
Yeah, so I like to think that our health studies is a big umbrella major. It'll let you go into so many different opportunities. I am the health science track of the health studies major. There's also policy and administration. So I always say, if you want to be a lawmaker for health rights and healthcare, and all of that, you would go with the health policy. And if you want to be like a higher up in a hospital, or just any sort of administration within healthcare, you would obviously go administration. For me, I can get into numerous amounts of schools. It's kind of like a pre-med where you're getting all of your prereqs, but you don't really plan on being a physician or anything like that. You would most likely be like a dentist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, an optometrist, any sort of thing like that. Some of the classes I am taking now are what is related to my major? I'm taking a higher level bio course. So I'm taking molecular mechanisms of disease. I'm taking chemistry. I'm taking medical sociology, healthcare communication skills. I've taken at least one class in every single department that we've had so far. I think the only one I haven't done is like computer science and astronomy, and mathematics. So I've taken a wide range of classes, and they all somehow connect to my major or fulfill a core requirement that will help me with my major. And yeah, that's just a few of the classes. You also take like bio, microbiome, trying to think of what else. Seminar, your senior year, and that's when you really get to decide what you want to be. And then you also have your academic advisor that will help you with all of your classes, but then you also have Valerie, who is another advisor that you can kind of go to for specific healthcare professions, and she will tell you where to go from there. And I recommend you start talking to her as soon as your freshman year. So
yeah, she's amazing. If you've been to our open houses and you stop by the pre-med health professions table, you got to meet Val. She's fantastic.
She also just loves talking. She's the biggest talker I've ever met.
I love that. I love talking. All right, friends. So Avery, Ned, and Emma, we've got students watching us. They've been admitted. There's a big decision that they have to make around the May 1st timeframe, right? Coming up. As you guys were in their shoes, What was something that was really important to you in making that decision?
I can go first.
Yeah.
I think where you feel the most comfortable. I know I toured schools that were really far, really close, and I don't know, I just felt like Siena was the perfect fit for me distance-wise. But also like I first stepped on campus and I immediately knew like, oh, these people are great. Like I don't know if you guys know the saying like the Midwest is just so happy and everyone's so bubbly and like we're upstate, it's cold and everyone's grouchy, but here it's totally like the Midwest and yeah, I just
Hilarious.
it's a saying, I guess. The only reason I know that is because my sister went to Purdue, but um, no, it's definitely a special place here. And anyone who you contact is like so happy to help you. So, yeah, that's why I chose to be here. So,
Love it. Ned, you want to go next?
I'll go. Yeah, sure. Let's see. I would say, to go off of what Avery said, definitely where you feel the most comfortable, but also focusing on like some of the more specifics. Like, okay, I feel the most comfortable here. Well, I set myself up for success. So like something I looked for was like the class size, because I knew I couldn't do this huge lecture hall with 300 people in it. I needed like a smaller classroom, and it really shows like the teachers genuinely care about you. So something that obviously you learn after you come to the school, but just that small class size giving you an opportunity to really focus up. And also, I would say just like I don't want to use the word aura, but like the vibe of
Great
the
word, aura.
vibe or aura of the campus, just like walking around. Like, yeah, like it could go hand in hand with what Avery said, but like just the whole vibe of the campus. I like we pulled into my first store here and I was like, this is awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So
Ned, we all love you.
I love you too, Katie.
Thank you.
You.
All right, Miss Emma.
For me, I'm gonna have to go based off of like community and what they have to offer for your freshman year. I was really nervous coming in my freshman year, being 2.5 hours away from home. Like I'm a big homebody, and going across state lines. Like it was definitely a little crazy for me, but knowing that we had well, it was the first year, but knowing we had a summer camp for me to go to and meet all of my new friends and be able to meet people and have that opportunity to like meet faculty members that I was either going to have in classes or that would end up being my boss. It was really nice to know I had that opportunity, and the community I felt here is just the greatest. Like I walked in to the admissions office today to like say hi and get ready for my tour, and everyone was just like, Emma, it's so good to see you. Like we missed you so much. And I was like, guys, like this is going straight to my head. Like you need to stop. But I've just felt like so at home ever since I like stepped foot on campus. So
Great answers. And today was the first day of the spring semester. I can't believe it. So
yeah.
you're back after winter break. We missed you guys. Ned, I'm using that aura. Alexis, we have to figure out how to use that regularly. Aura.
Yeah, I didn't realize it would be such a hit. I'm sorry.
What was the other one? Not to bring past another, but we love you, Ned. What was the other thing you introduced him to, Emma? It was some app on his phone.
Unidays. I use that
Unidays.
all the time now.
I'm so glad my influence.
Yeah.
So happy. These apps are so helpful
glad.
for everyone. I love it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
Alexis, this one's a big one. It's kind of a 3-part question. And it's regarding bills. So when do the bills come out? When is the first bill due? Do you have payment plans? And how do we go about payment plans?
Okay, all great questions. So the first bill typically will come out in July, and that will be emailed right to the student and the parent too, if they've been set up as an authorized user with our billing portal. And that is typically due mid-August. We do offer payment plans. So if you're thinking about doing the payment plan, definitely reach out to the billing department here at Siena, and they'll be able to kind of help set you up with that. We have some information on our website too. So each semester you can go up to 6 months per semester if you set that up in time. You do have to set that up way before the semester starts, just so you know. So if that is something you're considering, let us know sooner rather than later, just so we can get you all that information. And you, as the student or the parent or the authorized user, you set that up each month. So our payment plans don't have an interest on it, which is a really nice feature about that. There is a flat fee to set that up each semester, but you can see that right on our billing website of what that is. And then you just go ahead and kick that payment plan in, and you set it up for each semester. So you can get on a nice little rotation. Some parents do a combination of the payment plan and a loan. Some people just do the payment plan. Some people put some money down at the beginning and then do the payment plan. And you can choose how much you want that payment plan to be. So some people may do $500 a month for 5 months, and then they pay the rest in a loan. So it's nice because there's some flexibility, and you can change that semester to semester.
I love it. Valid websites for scholarships. Any come to mind that you can recommend to families?
Yes, I have a couple. So FastWeb and Niche, those are two really popular ones that our students have used before, and College Board. So those are some really popular ones that the students have used. And I would definitely say, make sure when you're looking at these outside resources, you're using your best judgment, right? If it feels off, it probably is. If it's asking you to put a lot of personal information in, it's probably not right. Or if it's asking you to pay money to then do a search for you, that seems weird, right? You're asking to get money, but they're asking to give you money first. So.
Yeah. Another one that I think sometimes is forgotten, when you apply on the Common App, there's literally a tab that's all about financial aid, resources, links, everything in there. So if you have access to the Common App, which I'm sure you do, go to that financial aid tab and read all about everything they have to offer. And you'll see College Board, Niche just came up, all the great options Alexis mentioned. Awesome. Should we do one more pop quiz? Well, I've got another one after this. So should we do our second pop quiz?
Yes.
Are we ready?
I'm excited.
All right. You guys cannot answer this, all right? But you're going to know the answer, I think. There are 2 universities with the name Siena in it. One is in Loudonville, New York. Where is the second one located? Did I stump Emma?
That's a great question.
Well,
Wait, don't say it. Don't say it. You can't answer it. But you're going to know.
I think I did. Okay. I think I did a video for Siena on Niche. So
probably did. Yeah, you probably did. All right. So put that answer in there. Where is that other Siena University located? Loudonville, New York. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Regina wins. Italy. That's right.
Oh, okay. That's the one I thought it was. Yeah.
Italy. Perfect. Love it. All right. Here we go. A couple more things. Ooh, Emma, Ned, you guys can talk all day. Laura wants to know, what is Saints Camp? Tell me about Saints Camp. Your favorite thing to talk about.
I'm wearing my Saints Camp sweatshirt.
I'm also wearing my Saints Camp sweatshirt.
Oh my God, I love it.
You can start, Emma.
What is not Saints Camp? Saints Camp is my Super Bowl, I like to say. It is 3 days, 2 nights of just pure fun and chaos, where you get to meet 17 college students and 17 faculty members. You're put into a contrada like Siena University or Siena, Italy. They are separated into neighborhoods, and you get put into a neighborhood or a contrada, elephants all the way. And
Dragons.
no, don't look at me like that. And you get to compete in some Olympic style games and just games throughout the day. And I still talk to all of my elephants, and I am obsessed with every single one of them, from my sophomore year when I was my leader for the first time, and last year. And I'm very sad that this is my last summer doing it coming up. I could actually start crying. It is my favorite thing ever. Ned, go ahead. What did I miss?
Yeah, no, you didn't miss much at all.
Thank
I
you.
just think I like to explain it to people that have like never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Just like orientation before the actual orientation itself,
Yeah.
like a month later. I think that it's a very good opportunity. Like I did to break the ice with like a possible roommate, or if you are looking for a roommate, it's a great opportunity to meet people and just have a few familiar faces, especially with us, the people that already go to the school. We know certain things about the school that incoming freshmen wouldn't. So just to have familiar faces that are incoming freshmen, but also people that can give you advice about classes, campus life, like anything like that. So yeah, I just think it's a great thing to do if you're a little nervous about orientation and want to
You
get ahead.
can you can also watch Ned eat hot wings and
Yeah.
absolutely die. Are you doing it again this year?
Yes.
Of course
Oh,
Yes,
he
of
is.
course I am.
okay.
That's my favorite part, you know? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's
It's
my
just my
favorite
favorite
part. I sit on the sideline and eat the celery. It's the best part.
part.
Will you be honest, Ned? I want an honest answer. Like, it has to hurt your mouth how hot it gets.
Yeah, it's like what, 10 levels,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's
I
if you've ever seen Hot Ones, that it's like the exact same
Oh
thing.
yeah,
Yep.
the YouTube
Yeah.
video. Yeah, you really
Yeah.
feel like you're on it when you're up there. But no, but I would say after like 7 or 8, it hits you, you know? It really does. Like I was like, "Oh, this is so easy." And then boom, it just like hits you out of nowhere. And then you can't even speak because like people are asking you questions, and I'm like, "Oh, skip me. Like I'll get the next one or something like that."
Your
Yeah,
mouth is
it's
burning.
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Saints Camp is awesome. So you definitely want to come do it. Um, let's see, are there other accepted student days after the ones in February? Absolutely. So we are going to be open almost every day from now through May 1. In April, outside of Easter, we are open. We're open on weekends. So you pick a day that you want to come visit. We will make it happen. Our big visit days for admitted students are the 13th and the 14th. We're going to be doing one in March. I believe off the top of my head, it's March 21st, but it is on our website. And then we're going to be holding 2 in April as well. So plenty of opportunities to come and visit. And you can surely just send me an email the day and time, and I can make any visit happen for you. Definitely. All right. This question is from Joe for the students. How did you pick your first semester classes? Do you guys remember? Avery, do you remember how you picked your classes?
So I'm pretty sure you're given a set of classes your first semester that you're already given to go into. But I kind of took it upon myself to be a little bit, I don't know. I like added more classes, which
Yeah.
was fine. I don't really know what I was doing, but yeah, it was definitely like an experience to add your own classes your first semester. But the process is really easy. And then your second semester, you're able to go in and you get a pin from your advisor and they sit down with you and they really go through what classes you should start taking to get onto the track of what you're going to study. So it's definitely really helpful that your advisor sits down with you when you select those classes, but the first semester you won't have to.
That's right. So we
Yeah,
tried Avery's point. Oh, go ahead, Emma.
I think you fill out a survey once
That's
you
right.
commit to Sienna. And I'm just going to say, as somebody who's taken 8 a.m.s since her freshman year, it is not the same as waking up for high school. So that's always something to keep in mind when you fill out that survey of, do I think I could take an 8 a.m.? And if you can, power to you. It was definitely hard my freshman year, waking up at 8 a.m. for a class.
I love it. So that academic planning form that Avery and Emma are referring to is one of the many forms you'll fill out as part of the onboarding process. So it's a super simple form you're going to do from the comfort of your own home on your computer, and it's going to ask you what types of classes you're interested in taking. It's going to know your major. So behind the scenes, it's already going to know some classes that you're going to take, but then it'll ask any college level classes you've taken, any APs. We do take college level classes in for credit. Any APs, 4s, and 5s will also come in as credit. So wanting to have that knowledge and information is important as they create your first year schedule. Those schedules are sent usually by the end of July. And then there's a number, an email, several people that you can contact if there's something you want to change or something doesn't look right. There's a whole team of individuals there that are ready to help you behind the scenes. So pretty smooth for sure. All right, the next question is, oh, I love this. Again, for our Saints, what are some fun things that you guys like to do in the area? I love that question.
I
Go
like
ahead. What do you guys like to do?
thinking. There's like so much. I love going to concerts at MVP. I haven't been to one since last year. Yeah, last year. Like last spring. But my boyfriend's first ever concert was a Jonas Brothers concert at MVP, and we got the tickets for like $50, and that was probably the best thing I've ever done my freshman year. Like we were able to take the free transit, the bus in with our Saint cards, and then all we had to do was pay like $20 for an Uber to come back, and it was so much fun. So I definitely think concerts at MVP, especially because we're so close and we have free transportation with the bus. If you get it the day of or the day before, they're so cheap, and that's where my work study money went.
What else do we do at the MVP arena? What is it the home of?
The senior
team-
basketball team.
Men's basketball team.
Men's
Yeah.
basketball.
Basketball
So-
team, right? We're having a great season. Men's
Those are a
and
lot of
women's.
fun.
Yeah, you also get free transportation there too if you're a Dog Pound member.
Yeah. I was gonna add on to what Emma said. I'm a big movie guy. I love movies, and they have a very large movie theater. Like what is it, like 15 minutes away? The Regal.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
also take
And
the bus there.
yeah, you can take the bus there, and we get discounted tickets in the student center or in the student union. So that's awesome. And then I love bowling. So there's like a bunch of bowling alleys like everywhere. So me and my friends will just be like on a weekend, we'll be like, you guys want to go bowling? And then we're like, yeah. And then we just go bowling for like 3 or 4 hours, and then it's a great night. Yeah. It's awesome.
Does bowling give off a cool aura?
I think it does. I think
Yeah.
you have extra aura if you can bowl, which
Yeah.
I cannot. So yeah, but
I love it. Avery, what do you like to do?
I do have to say, I like to go to the Going Gone or the Dick's Warehouse that's in the Crossings, which is a mall that's like 10 minutes away from us. And it's dangerous when I go to the running section with all the shoes. It can get a little scary because it's just awesome. The amount of discounts you get, but like the amount of shoes you could also buy is a little scary. But yeah, no, I love going to the mall.
Really nice jacket.
Yeah.
I got a
We're
nice
lucky.
North Face jacket.
It's
Oh.
great. You get like it's
really
crazy. Yeah.
Alexis, we have to go shopping there.
I think we're gonna.
I think it's time. But super fortunate location right outside Albany.
Mhm.
There's so much for students to do. All right. Let's see here. Gino was wondering, how will I know if I've gotten a scholarship? So Gino, your merit scholarship will be in your acceptance letter. If you don't see that, shoot me a quick email and I can make you aware of what that scholarship is. And then the financial aid packages, once sent, they are uploaded to a student's portal, correct, Alexis? And then they can simply access it.
Exactly. So it's going to be right in your portal. And it, like Katie said, if you don't see it, you can always send aid@siena.edu an email, and we'll let you know if we're missing your FAFSA or what's going on, or maybe it's in your portal and we just have to reset that information for you. So definitely let us know.
I love it. Jennifer is wondering if we give discounts if we have multiple kids in college. They may consider community college for their first 2 years for this reason.
Yeah, great question. So the FAFSA does ask that question on the FAFSA, but in the calculation, it doesn't take it into consideration as much as it used to. So reach out to our office and we will let you know the steps that we need for going forward. So we can do what's called a change of circumstance. So we're going to look at that FAFSA and take a deep dive into that to see if there's anything that we missed on the FAFSA, or that we can give you any additional aid for having those two in school. We likely will need specific information for your other child if they're not also looking at Siena. So it might be a financial aid award letter from that school, or if they're already in school, a bill with all the information on there. So definitely reach out, and someone from my team will get back to you shortly.
I love it. We got about 8 minutes left, so we're going to do a little bit of rapid round here, okay? The next question is about pathways for law. Absolutely. Siena has amazing pathways for law. I can chat about it. Do my students have any friends in law?
Yes,
uh,
I do. Oh, we all
do
do.
too.
Aw. No, Ned, go ahead.
You guys take the floor. Okay. I was just gonna say, I guess I will. My roommate last year, he graduated early with a pre-law degree, and I know that one of my friends is graduating this year with a pre-law degree. So, yeah, there is a lot of people in pre-law. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I love pre-law. For us, we're unique. We have a 3-2 program. So in 5 years, you can get your Juris Doctorate. So 3 years at Siena, 2 years at Albany Law, 5 years your law degree. My husband's a Siena grad. We did not have that when he was here. He did the traditional 7 years, wishing we had the 5-year plan. It's amazing. We also have the 4-3 pathways with Albany Law, Western New England, and PACE. So what that is admission to those universities now as a senior in high school, assuming you score within their median LSAT range. But it's a great program. Dr. Cutler is going to be your advisor. He is a legend. And then we're still the only college in the country to have what's called the Summer Legal Fellows Program. So that summer going into your senior year, you're going to go to one of 6 law schools. You're going to work alongside lawyers and law students doing research on original cases they're working on. So you're getting the experience. Think about this when you put it on your law school resumes. You're going to jump off the page and the schools are going to want you. So our law program's fantastic. Josh is wondering about academic advisors. Are they for all majors or just science majors?
They're for
All
all majors,
That's right.
and you should start talking to them as soon as you find out who that person is. Send that email. I did that my freshman year, and now me and my advisor, Dan White, are best friends. So I think we're best friends. I don't know how he feels, but
He would think you're best friends. He would.
oh, I hope so.
And
I just
Josh,
show up sometimes.
He loves that. He loves it. And I think what's cool, Josh, is your academic advisors in your major. So if you're an undecided student watching right now and you've been admitted as an undecided student, we love that. A third of our first year Saints come in undecided. You have plenty of time to figure out your major. In fact, it's 4 full semesters, 2 years before you have to declare that major. And you'll have an advisor whose expertise is you, that exploring student, and they're going to help you find your path. It's awesome. Okay, we're going fast. Oh, geez. Okay, what do I have? 4 minutes. Stop talking, Katie. When do you get the questionnaire about classes? Alan, that is going to come after you deposit. So May 1 is that national candidate reply date. So when you know Siena is where home is going to be, and I hope all of you decide that, you're going to pay that $500 deposit at siena.edu/deposit. Once we get that deposit, it starts that onboarding process. So things such as setting up your Siena email, choosing classes, meal plans, housing, and that usually starts early to mid-April for us. So students who have decided will jump in and start planning things out. And then as you deposit come May 1 and right after, we'll continue that process. But usually mid-April, early May. Do you get to choose your freshman dorm or is it assigned? Great question, Colleen. Do the 3 of you remember if you chose where you wanted to live?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I think it's a like a preference list, I believe.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then just based off of that, if you get your first choice, you get your first choice. I don't really know how exactly it works, but yeah.
Yeah, so a
You fill
student's
your preference.
deposit, you said it perfectly, Ned. A student's deposit, beginning of April, mid-April, we're going to start that onboarding process for students whose deposit is in. So those students will have access to start filling out forms, one of those forms being housing. So if students have a preference, they're able to put that in. You deposit come May 2nd, you'll have access to be able to put that in. So it's kind of done in the order of when you deposit and then also pay that housing deposit fee as well. And so those 2 things into play. But yes, you do get to have your preference. You can list out your top 2 and they work really hard to try to make that happen. Josh, what would you recommend for someone who isn't in the cold regions in the US to wear during winter time And does housing have air conditions and the same as the classrooms? Josh, I got to get you here to visit from Texas. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. All right, Ned, what do you wear in the winter? Josh has got to stay warm. What do you wear?
I wear my winter jacket and I wear some boots, especially we get snow. We get snow all the time. It may not be this year so far. It hasn't been a lot of snow, but it's just nice to have some waterproof shoes that you can just walk around and don't have to worry about getting wet and cold. But definitely jacket, some nice sweatpants would help as well. A nice hat. If you're into scarves, just all the basics.
Yeah. Alexis,
Yeah,
you not
going
love
off
you guys
of-
or what? You three rock. I love you guys. I love it.
Going off of that, investing in a good pair of LL Bean, like bean boots or duck boots, have to stick with the New England Classic, but they are my favorite things ever. That and a nice pair of wool socks. My feet stay warm all day.
I love it. My camera's excited by that answer. It claps for you. It was excited by it. Let's see. Claudine wants to know, what is the honors program like? Are any of the three of you in the honors program? You are, Avery? Yeah, talk about
I
it.
am. So, well, first of all, every single freshman has to take, or transfer has to take, I think, first year seminar. So that's kind of like an introductory course. It's kind of like English, but more research based, kind of to get you introduced into a college course. And you're in there for 2 semesters, so you really get to know who you're in class with and your professors. And I was put in the honors first year seminar, where you kind of dive more deeply into a little bit more concentrated texts and maybe have a little bit more hands-on work, more like time consuming, but not too time consuming, like just interactions with people and in your classes. But overall, you have to take a certain amount of credits to fulfill your honors degree or honors credits. So
That's right. So honors level, smaller classes, typically 14 to 15 students. They're not harder, just different, much more participatory on the student side of things. Junior year, if they're interested in writing that thesis, they're going to do a colloquium class, which helps them research and determine what their thesis is going to be on. They get paired up with a professor, and then senior year, they write that thesis. So when Avery graduates, she's going to have a published piece of work. That's going to be amazing. So think about that resume when she goes and applies to jobs or grad schools. It's going to be a huge accomplishment. We're going to celebrate that, Avery.
Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you.
Yes, I love it. 2 more quick, easy questions before we wrap out the night. The first one is from Alyssa. Is there study abroad? Absolutely. Ned, where did you go?
I went to Siena, Italy. I got really excited when you asked the question about the other Siena. I got really excited about that. But I went to Siena, Italy. I lived with a host family, and I was right in the city, like 5 minutes from the little center. And we didn't do the Université de Siena, but we were in like a program like 15 minutes away from where I was living at the time. And I was there for a month, and the abroad office is so flexible. We have so many different options. Like I was honestly overwhelmed with like, okay, where do I want to go? And especially with the times as well. Like I don't know any other schools that you can just get up and go for 2 weeks or just a month, like during the winter break. So that was really neat to see as well. So yeah, it's definitely a very exciting thing, and I think everybody should have the opportunity to do it.
Totally
Yeah,
agree.
there's also travel courses. I just did the Siena travel course, where I went to Siena, Assisi, and Rome in 2 weeks, and it was the best experience of my entire life. I kept telling my parents and texting them like, I'm moving here, I'm living here, I'm never leaving Italy. So it was just a once in a lifetime experience.
What was your favorite experience on that trip?
We got to go to mass at the church at the Sistine Chapel, and then we were able to go get blessed by the Pope right after. So that was just a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to be blessed by a Pope from the US and from like all of that. So it was really cool. I didn't understand a single word he said. It was all in Italian, but it was still really cool.
That's amazing. What a lifetime experience. And then the last question we have is, when are academic advisors assigned? And that'll happen over the summer before classes start. It's also part of your orientation. So during orientation, you'll actually meet your academic advisor, get to know them, and schedule that first meeting that you're going to have one-on-one. So we're going to introduce that academic advisor to you as we get closer to the semester. Friends, I had fun. Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. So I think the moral of the story tonight is 3 things. Number 1, most importantly for Alexis, we're all going to file that FAFSA. All right. We are going to make Alexis happy. We are going to file that FAFSA. Number 2, you're going to come and visit. You have to see Avery, Ned, and Emma. They came and said hello to you. Now you have to come to campus and say hello to us. Deal? Deal. And number 3, you got to have fun. This is a experience that you've worked so hard for. You should be so proud of yourself. All those acceptances, financial aid packages, enjoy this moment. And most importantly, use us as a resource. Alexis, students, did I forget anything?
I think you nailed it.
All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Stay warm. It's a little chilly out there. So good to see all of you. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
This is what happens when professors know your name and your dreams. You discover what you're capable of. This is what happens when research and internships start right away. You graduate ready for what's next. When scholarships are guaranteed, doors open and opportunities become real. This is what happens when friendships feel like family, where you learn to lead with skill and heart. This is where saints rise. This is what happens at Siena University.